I mean, in the New York media, where Tim Tebow is going to get exposed.
Do they even like him?
The players don't. The teammates don't. I mean, they told the New York media that he's terrible, and Rex Ryan had to have a meeting saying that, basically tell him to shut up and support the team. And it's an explosion waiting to happen, and the Jets just have not taking advantage of it, and the Giants are. I mean, there's one way to play the media, and the Jets just are butt ugly. See what I did there?
They've been a disaster since day one.
Let's go. Let's do the bad coaching call in Detroit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, do you think, as a head coach, you should have a sense of the rules? Because clearly Jim Schwartz didn't.
That's what I mean. When I watched the play, that's exactly what I was thinking. When you're a coach,
your team a touchdown.
You're supposed to know what the rules are. If I'm sorry, on that fact alone, on that coaching challenge that he put out, honestly, it did cost him the game. On that play, do you think he should be fired? I'm sorry, if your coach is making stupid decisions like that, I know, that's only one incident.
I think he could be fired based on their record. They're 4-7. The Detroit Lions should be a playoff team. They got Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson.
Exactly, that's
Brandon
what I'm saying.
Pettigrew.
So their record coupled with that, I mean, who makes that mistake? Like, I could be a coach and we would not make that mistake.
I know things happen in the moment where you're just so mad and you don't even think on what you're doing. And I think maybe that was what happened to Jim Schwartz. I mean,
you think
clearly he saw the runner down and he threw the challenge flag. And as you know, all challenges are reviewed by touchdown, or all touchdowns are reviewed automatically no matter what.
Yeah.
So the NFL is apparently changing the rule, though, that as soon as this week that they're going to take that away, that if you challenge, it'll just be a penalty. But too little, too late for Jim Schwartz, I guess.
Do you think he loses his job, or you think he's got to lose another game?
Not based off that play. We'll see where Detroit ends up. I think they're going to end out of the playoffs. If they finish 7-9, maybe he salvages another year, but not looking good for Schwartzy. What about if you're a Baltimore Raven fan? You'll know where I'm going to go with this. Actually, if you're a San Diego Chargers fan, you're going to know where I'm going with this. How on earth do you let somebody convert on 4th and 29?
Very carefully, apparently.
And it's not that Flacco threw the ball 20, 30 yards downfield. He looked for receivers, nobody was there, and he dumped the ball to Ray Rice at the line of scrimmage. You have 9 defenders in the backfield, and you can't tackle this guy? He goes right around your defense? Like, it's not like he made 7 guys miss. He literally just ran around the whole team. Unbelievable. How does that happen?
It happens. I don't know. Is that even skill, or is that just dumb luck? Because I'll tell you right now, it was a great play.
Yeah.
It was an amazing play. But watching, 7 to 9 defenders look at him as they're running around him, and he just zooms right by them.
It's funny because he goes...
They're watching him go around him.
He goes by 4 or 5 guys because they're on the right side of the field.
And they all fall together.
And then you see the 6th and 7th guy look and be like, oh crap. And you see them kind of like, oh crap, and he's taken off. And then the one guy is going to get him, and then Anquan Bolden blocks him, and then he gets the first down. How does that happen? I mean...
you know what? That's why I love football. No, seriously. Don't tell me that's not why you don't love it. I love it for that reason, because there's plays that you don't see all the time, but when you do, you're just like, whoa.
But I mean, Norv Turner, coach of San Diego, he's been under scrutiny for 2 years now. Yeah, he was supposed to be fired last year.
Well, he should be fired for sure.
It's not his fault, really. I mean, you're playing prevent coverage essentially. But how do you let a guy run around your whole team? Unbelievable. And last thing we're going to look at for the NFL is late last night, Brandon Browner, former Calgary Stampeder actually, and Richard Sherman, who are both the starting cornerbacks on the Seattle Seahawks, have been suspended 4 games for PEDs, what Melky Cabrera used in San Francisco. I mean, Seattle's 6-5. They're in a playoff race. They're going for the wild card.
Yeah, so what?
How do you let your two, not one player, your 2 starting cornerbacks?
You don't let them, first of all.
How does that happen, though? Like, are they stupid? Like,
Is Melky Cabrera stupid?
Are they ignorant that they're not going to get caught? Like,
athletes do it all the time. They got pressure, man.
Unbelievable. Like, this hits Seattle hard. They're a top defense. You take away that, you're going to be able to throw on them all day, essentially.
Yeah, so I guess, so what does that mean long-term then for the team?
Long-term as in next year? Well, they're physical.
Well, what? They're not going to make the playoffs?
They might.
Don't think so?
You don't know.
Yeah.
That's why they play the game.
Yeah.
They have a good defense, but those were 2 guys. They're instrumental in the defense just because they're big, long corners that press the receivers at the line of scrimmage. Their job is to not let the receivers get by them right off the line of scrimmage. And if you have 2 rookies, 2 6th-round picks, undrafted free agents that are doing that, it's not going to work.
So, okay, are you surprised at all, though? Seriously?
In the NFL, no.
I mean, I'd love to say that. Like,
big jack
I am
ties.
absolutely appalled that this is happening. I'm not, because this happens all the time, especially in the NFL. You know, I mean, is it sad? Yes. Does this kind of degrade the sport? Yes, it does. But I'm not surprised. So
this isn't like in the late 90s in baseball when all of a sudden Sammy Sosa, who hits 20 home runs a year, is hitting 50, hitting 60, where Mark McGwire's breaking Roger Maris's record, and where Barry Bonds' head is getting bigger. Like, you can see that they're doing steroids, they're hitting jacks. And Richard Sherman and Brandon Browner, they're not the biggest guys. They're cornerbacks. I mean, it's inexcusable.
I just have something to say about Mark McGwire.
Yes.
I hate his guts. That's just me.
When I think of Mark McGwire, I think of the episode that he was on in The Simpsons. Have you seen that episode?
Thank God, no.
Where Bart Simpson thinks Major League Baseball is monitoring the world and is out to get everybody. And then Mark McGwire comes in at the end and he gives Bart, because Bart's on drugs. And so it's funny, right? And then Mark McGwire comes in at the end of the episode and wants to thank Bart for his appreciation, essentially. And he gives him a baseball bat, and in the baseball bat there's a lens, and it's monitoring everything Bart's doing. So Bart was right. It's a great episode. Yeah.
So Raptors.
Yep.
There's, you know,
I think we can end the show now.
There's a lot to talk about with the Raptors, though. You know, they're awful. Mm-hmm. There's something to talk about. But I think the topic of discussion here is how fast we can run Bargnani out of town. Hello, trade rumors, or you know what? Who cares about trading him? Let's just send him packing. Just give him to someone with a bag of basketballs. You know, I feel like his time in Toronto is done.
He didn't help his stock yesterday against San Antonio. He shot 2 for 19. He missed wide open threes in overtime that could have won them the game, essentially.
No, not essentially. It would have, because it was close the whole way. But if he's not hitting threes, like threes plural, I mean, you can't.
There was the one, I think it was Lowry or Calderon. They drove, and they like 2 or 3 defenders came to them, and the one was guarding Bargnani, and he kicks it out to Bargs, and he's wide open. I mean, there's nobody around him, and this is what he gets paid to do. Like, people, they get on him for not playing defense and not rebounding and not blocking and all that. Like, he gets paid to hit the threes. That's his job, and he's wide open. And all day yesterday, he just wasn't doing it.
So,
and the Raptors aren't in a good... I mean, it's not like you can say, oh, let's tank... let's tank the season. You know, they're 3-11. They traded their first round pick this year to get Kyle Lowry, who is their best player. It's not, oh, let's lose and get another prospect. No, it's you guys got to win or something needs to happen.
Do you agree with that acquisition?
Oh, I thought it was great at the time. I still defend it. A first round pick's going to take years to develop.
Yeah, we're only like it's going to take years for anything to happen with the Raptors. So.
If you get a first-round pick, see in basketball, first-round picks, you need to pick in the top 5 to get an impact player. If you're picking 10th even, I mean, the Raptors got Terrence Ross. He might turn into an okay player. You can tell, though, he's not going to be a superstar. So Kyle Lowry's their best player without a doubt.
All right, so you know what I'm going to say. So I'm going to ask you, options, what would you do?